A light will shine down from somewhere. It will light upon you. You will experience an epiphany. And you will say to yourself, I have to vote for Barack.
We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded. We cannot continue to rely only on our military in order to achieve the national security objectives that we've set. We've got to have a civilian national security force that's just as powerful, just as strong, just as well funded.
Obama, welcome again. We are going to ask all citizens to participate in the process, not just government, but each and every one of us are going to make commitments, and the government is going to be in partnership with citizens to make that happen. And think about what we could have done all across the country as part of a Homeland Security initiative to organize groups around the country that could serve in those common ways. And I would have asked very explicitly for young people to engage in community service and military service. I was listening earlier of the discussion about who serves in our military. This is not just going to be a war of a few of us.
We don't stop. I am change.
A more important question to be asking yourselves is, what is the government doing to you?
And to show that positive can always overpower negative. I am change. And this is what I wear.
Alpha, Omega, 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 Alpha.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next doctor.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next lawyer.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next automotive technician.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next chef.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next architect.
Because of Obama, I'm inspired to be the next engineer. Because
The White House just released some of the inside details of the Bush administration's CIA interrogation program. Very controversial, that included waterboarding and sleep deprivation techniques. Let's get right to NBC News Justice correspondent Pete Williams. All right, Pete, what are we learning? What I'm reading from the wires, that waterboarding may have represented a threat of imminent death, but according to Bush administration officials, because it didn't cause lasting mental harm, they didn't consider it torture. Is that right?
That's right. It would be perceived as a threat of imminent death, I think, is the point there. What these memos basically say, I guess most of what these memos authorized has become publicly known. Waterboarding certainly at the top of the list. Something called a tension grab, where a detainee could be thrown around the room and shoved up against a wall. They could be placed in confinement boxes and insects put in the boxes. They have sleep deprivation, uncomfortable positions. All of these things were approved by lawyers in the administration, and CIA operatives and contractors were allowed to carry them out, Nora.
Pete, I hate to just stop you right there, but what you just listed off, I think most of us have heard about the waterboarding. But placing an insect into a suspect's confinement box, why are these memos being released, and what is this going to do
this is in
to
response
the America's
to a
already
lawsuit
tattered?
filed by,
okay.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah, and what's it going to do already to worry
filed
about the way we treat terror suspects?
Right. The memos are being released in response to a lawsuit from the ACLU. They had demanded access to them. The Justice Department had asked for an extension of time, and they were released today. Now, at the same time the memos came out, Eric Holder said that the Justice Department would not prosecute any CIA contractors who carried out these techniques if they were acting within the guidelines, the legal limits that were set by the government at the time. He also says that it would represent any CIA operatives or contractors who get sued over this, and it would also make whole any damages that are assessed against them if there were ever any lawsuits or monetary damages against them. Holder says, Eric Holder, the Attorney General, says it would be unfair to prosecute the dedicated men and women working to protect America for conduct that was sanctioned in advance by the Justice Department. And Barack Obama, in another written statement, basically echoes what he has said earlier, that he's not interested in going back and trying to prosecute these folks. He says this is a time for reflection, not retribution. Nothing will be gained by spending our time and energy laying blame for the past.
Next great chapter in the American story with 3 words.